Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we have like trash mountain of items to go through, and I have like nearly all the way up to camera height a stack of candles. There's so much trash to go through. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave timestamps down below because I'm gonna try to organize all of this chaos from this bucket. But we're gonna start with wax items and candles first because I have a mad surplus of those. So I really didn't do any shopping for candles in the fall season, and I really haven't been buying any non-Bath & Body Works candles for, I think, arguably like maybe 6 months, if not 9 months. And so I've really been like pulling all candles out of my closet and burning them, and I have a bunch of non-Bath & Body Works candles that I burned. The first one that I have is from Glade. This came out with their Nutcracker collection last year. I did not want any of the candles, but I couldn't find this scent in wax form. It was basically like a spicy, like perfumey berry scent. I loved it, but when it got to about this point, I had a really difficult performance. I did manage to burn it all the way down, but the Glade candles don't burn super well, so I wouldn't go out of my way to get another candle, but their wax I think is awesome. I think it has good scent throw, and I think it has good longevity. So if you can find a scent in a wax cube form from Glade, I'd buy it. But the candles are just really mediocre. I also have from my Halloween fortune cookie soap box the Can You Spare a Brain gel candle. I've never burned a gel candle before, but this lasted a really, really long time. I don't know if it was exclusively because there was gel in here or if in the middle of the candle they had like put a wax brain and that maybe slowed the wick down. I'm not sure, but it had pretty decent scent throw, way more than I was expecting a candle of this size to have. It had like a peppermint lifesaver, green lifesaver type of mint smell. I liked it, but I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to get it, but I am at least happy to see that their candles do have decent performance. I then have this Queen Mirabella Rain Fire Wood Smoke Novelly Yours candle, which came in my specialty book beacon box. This was just fine. Candles like this, whether they come in Owl Crate or Book Beacon boxes, just aren't big enough candles to really produce a sufficient scent throw. I really hoped that with this having basically like a balsam fir profile that it would do better with scent longevity and scent throw, but just like all the other ones, it really didn't do much for me, so I wouldn't go out of my way to get one of these. I then have 2 of these DW root beer single wick candles. So there was a lot of buzz about these at like, I think the very beginning of summer, if not in the springtime, and I came across 2 of these that were clearanced out at my TJ Maxx, and I really love the scent of them. They smell so authentically like root beer, but much like most single wicks I've had from DW, they just don't perform very well. They tunneled. I ended up having them lit together because I figured like they'd be able to give me more of a scent throw, because one single wick on its own in our big open concept living room doesn't really give me much to work with. But unfortunately, that didn't really help because the strength of these 2 individual wicks wasn't that great. I really haven't been loving my DW candles. I'd say like for the last year or so, I've really not been buying a lot of them because I just don't find the performance has been that stellar, and it's very hard to come by 3 wick candles from them these days that are in the taller jars. So, you know, I had them, I melted them, but I just wouldn't recommend. Last candle item that I have before I move into wax melts is this ginormous guy from DW Home. This is in Calming Waves. There have been like a variation of names for this scent, but I am obsessed with this scent profile from DW Home. I don't think, yeah, they don't put scent notes on here, so I don't know what the exact notes are, but basically it's just like a relaxing soap scent. This was a large jar 2 wick. I was a little hesitant to get a 2 wick because I, again, only really like 3 wick candles from DW, but I figured that it might be worth a shot with how big the glass was. You can see it had a lot of soot and it left a lot of residue as it burned down, but we could at least smell it, which was really good. And I think I only have one more in this scent, but I'm probably gonna save it for a while because I don't find this scent very often. So when I do and I can get it in like the size that I like it, I do try to pick it up. But you know, I wish it had better performance overall. All right, turns out I lied. Found 2 more candles as I was digging around in my trash. The first candle that I have is the second candle I bought from Trader Joe's. This is the Honey Crisp Apple Scented Candle. In my last trash talk, I totally trashed on the candle that I had purchased from there initially that I burned, but this one did a heck of a lot better. I love the scent of this. This is like juicy, delicious apple scent. It really did. It burned a lot better. The smell, the scent throw of it was so much stronger. So definitely clearly hit or miss when it comes to the Trader Joe's candles. I might get it again though because I just feel like $4 to $5 is a little bit high for how much of a risk it is when it comes to whether or not it'll perform well, but I at least enjoyed this scent. I also have a Master of Caraval Rose Adder Owl Crate exclusive, which came in our special box, but it burned awfully. It tunneled. The metal tin never got warm enough for it to really melt the other wax in here, and so I'm just not gonna fuss with it. It just also didn't have much of a scent throw when you had it burning, so not a fan of this. I have one wax melt that I am throwing away. It's the Rainbow Melts Got Candy. I had this in a recent Products I Regret Buying. I just don't love the scent of this when it's warmed up, and I swear I had thought I had a second one of these that I had gotten as like, I think a sample in one of my orders, and so I came across it as I was digging throughout my collection for some wax, and thought I would just go ahead and get rid of it now. I also have a Better Homes and Gardens Pumpkin S'mores Latte. This was fine. It really was just like a not spicy pumpkin scent. I didn't really get much of the s'mores note to it, so I really wouldn't seek this out again. Then there's the Better Homes and Gardens limited edition banana pump cake bread. This, again, the scent really just comes across as like a bakery note, not super banana, not super pumpkin, just very like middle of the road generic. The throw of this was fine. Like these all typically perform pretty well for me. Decent scent throw, lasts a pretty long time and no complaints there, but just didn't love the scent profile of this. Then I had a sample from the Bathing Garden. It was called A Queen's Decree. I really don't know what the notes of this were supposed to be, but it didn't really have super strong scent performance, which isn't typical of the Bathing Garden from most of my experience. So I don't know how old this wax like sample was, but I just wasn't doing it for me. I've got a few nail items. First thing I've used up is a Kiss brush on nail glue. Again, these are the holy grail of what I use to apply my press on nails. Like this stuff a lot. It hasn't dried out on me in a while, but I recently discovered a bigger bottle from a different company that they sell at Sally's that I think I'm gonna stick with because it's only a few dollars more than this, and it's like 3 times the amount of product, and it hasn't dried out on me. I've been using it pretty consistently, but if I'm ever in a pinch or I have a good coupon sale combination happening at CVS, I would get this again. Then I have these On Fire Impress nails, which is basically like a sassy French manicure. These were lovely on my nails. The only complaint was they were a little bit softer, so they had a bit more give to them, which meant that they kind of wore down a bit quicker than some of the more like sturdy or a little bit harder plastic that they use on the nails. But I like the design a lot. Again, I like when I can get a French manicure with a little bit of sass to it or something like a little different than a plain French manicure. So I would definitely buy these again. I used up my last pack of the ones from Christian Siriano. These were called Chevron Chic. I don't really have any nails to show you from it because I really did wipe them out, but they basically were these really nice sort of taupe colored nails, tanny taupe, and then they had different like chevron designs with black and silver, which I really liked. These, again, felt like they were a little bit softer and not as durable, but it didn't matter because the pattern was so very, very pretty. I liked most of the nails that Christian Siriano came out with in his collaboration. Last ones that I have are these like classic fall ones. They're called Skin Deep, and they had a matte green with a lovely gold accent nail. The matte on these, it's similar to the metallic finish. They can be very difficult sometimes when it comes to wearing down. Like they show wear and tear a bit more than just like the regular shine nails that they come up with, but they're still really pretty, and these looked really awesome for fall, so I was very happy with these. All right, let's now go ahead and talk about makeup items. I have a handful. First thing I have is my daily brush cleaner from e.l.f., one of the jumbo guys. Love this stuff. It makes it so easy. Literally every day after I do my makeup, I just spritz a little bit of this on my brushes, wipe them off quickly, and then put them back into my little jars. It really makes me feel like my brushes are a lot cleaner and they don't get built up product on them, so definitely swear by this. Also have a mascara, no surprise. I've wiped out another one of my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise primers. This is clearly the most superior one that I've come across. I do still like to try other ones. I noticed that Milani came out with a like purple primer, which I'm really into. I want to try it, but this is basically what this wand looks like. I think my lashes respond really well to it. I think that it puts a lot of product onto my lashes and it makes it really easy for a mascara to build on top of it. My only problem with this is that I feel like the stopper in here doesn't scrape off a lot of product, so I do wipe a lot onto like the base of this and then push it back in when I put the wand back in. I would love to be without that maintenance, but for the price tag of this, I don't mind. I also have two eyeliners that I finished up. The first one is the Wet n Wild Pro Line Felt Tip Eyeliner. This was okay. I didn't love it, and I feel like there are so many felt tip liner choices at the drugstore price that you don't need to just suffer through using one. So this is a decent price tag, but I just prefer other liners at the drugstore. Also used up the Revlon Color Stay Exactify Liquid Liner. This is like the little pizza wheel liner. I think this whole trend got a lot of flack for not being like that helpful or that easy to use. I really liked this. I definitely agree there was a little bit of a learning curve with it, but this was so black and so crisp on your eyes, and it was like stuck onto your eyelid. I would have to really like scrub product over my eye to get this to be removed. So it was really long lasting, and it was, again, a beautiful like laid down on my eye. I love the look of it. But the pizza wheel like didn't necessarily make it easier to do. Initially, once I got the hang of it, I was fine, but for that reason, I probably wouldn't buy this. I had gotten this through couponing, so I didn't pay very much for it. Last thing that I have is a foundation. It's the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation in color 1 light medium coverage. I think 1 is their palest shade. I like this stuff a lot. When it first came out, I was really into it. I wanted to make a concerted effort to use it up because it expires in April of 2020, since there is SPF 15 in here. I don't love the packaging, but it doesn't really matter that I don't love it because they have since changed the packaging. But basically my frustration with this was I never, one, really knew how much I had used up. And I definitely feel like there was product left in here, but I couldn't ever like get it squeezed out. I think it always got stuck in these corners. I'm pretty sure this is now in a like circular package. I don't know for certain, but I do have another one of these. I don't know what I was thinking, but after I fell in love with this, the Sephora VIB sale came around and I bought a second one. Who was I when I did that? So I do need to also like pull it back in early when the new year starts so that I can get it used up, because this did take me longer to use than I thought it would. All right, last category, biggest category. It is anything that involves the bathroom. So first thing I have is a whipped soap from Fortune Cookie Soap. This is called Lion's Breath. Essentially, whipped soap can be used as a form of just regular soap, or it can be used as a shaving cream, and that is what I use it for. I typically, since these are a bit pricier than like going to the Dollar Tree and getting a can of shaving cream, I try to just buy the ones that are on like the smell you later 40% off section of the website, and I don't pay that much attention to the scent notes. This one, it was pleasant. It was fine, like nothing to really write home about. I don't really care about the scents of these because they don't really last on my body, because after I'm done shaving, I typically put lotion on. But what I like about the whipped soaps and why I keep going back for them is because you get such a close shave. I find that I don't need to shave as frequently when I use this because it just, the razor and my skin just get really close together, but it doesn't actually cut me. I really like this stuff. I would definitely recommend it. If there's a scent that you like, or if you just don't really care about scents, just pick this up off the website because it is a good product and it lasts me a very long time. I think the last one I showed you guys was maybe at the beginning of the summer, or maybe like July, and now we're talking it's November, nearly December, and I just finished this up, and I shave multiple times. It's not like I'm not shaving all the time. I shave pretty much every other day, every 3 days or so, and so I very much like this. I also have a moisturizer. This is the No. 7 Beautiful Skin Night Cream for normal to oily. I veered a little bit one time from my regular No. 7 line that I like, which I think is just for normal skin. And I picked this stuff up, and I typically go through night cream quicker than I go through the day cream. So they were doing like a buy two, get one free. And I bought the day and the night cream, and then I bought a second night cream with that. And it just has like lingered in my closet. So I finally pulled it out because I didn't recall liking this that much when I used up the day and night cream, and so I just didn't want to pull this out. But I, as you're going to see in a second, have been putting forth a concerted effort to use up all the little pots of skincare samples that I have. I typically do that, like I'll buy like a No. 7 moisturizer day and night set, and then like I'll probably, while I'm working on those two, collect a bunch of samples from various things, and then I'll go through like a round of sampling. But this I pulled out and then ran out of my other day cream and have just started pulling out other samples in the interim. So this stuff is fine. I just prefer, for whatever reason, I don't know exactly why, I just prefer the normal skin one. I definitely think that my skin has very much normalized. I really haven't gotten an acne breakout in a long time. Even for during like my period, I haven't gotten an acne breakout. So I don't know, I just feel like my skin's in a better place now, and I don't need to have the oily-esque skincare stuff, if that makes sense. Okay, so little pots of skincare. I used up a Belif Moisturizing Eye Balm. I love this stuff. I think this stuff is awesome. I have another sample of this, and then I have a full size. This is my current holy grail, especially for this time of year, because I have very dry eyes and I have very dry under eyes. This has been one of the only things that I feel like appropriately hydrates my under eyes and makes them look less like cakey and sort of like dried out when I put concealer on. So I'm a very big fan of this stuff. I also use the Ole Henriksen Banana Bright Eye Cream. This stuff is also nice. I think if you're somebody who doesn't have Sahara Desert under eyes, but has a little bit of dryness or wants a little bit more moisturization, this is perfect for you. I feel like this is definitely something that I could use in the summer in place of my Belif, because the Belif is quite pricey. Granted, the full size lasts me a long time, but it's a little bit pricier than I would prefer. So if I could kick that down to just having to buy it once a year and then having this for the other half of the year, that would be nice. So I'm not ruling this one out. I also have the Fresh Rose Deep Hydration Face Cream with time release hydro patches, moisturizes and nourishes. This smells exactly like the Fresh Rose mask that I feel like I've gotten dozens of samples of. The smell of this is pleasant, but I just don't feel like I need this thick of a night cream. I think it's what I like about the No. 7 night cream is that it is definitely thicker than a day cream, but it's not like super thick and heavy. I just don't need that level of moisturization all over my face. But this was a pleasant feeling cream, and it definitely has like a gel type feeling to it, which was nice. I just don't think I need it for my personal skin. Also have this Ole Henriksen Sheer Transformation Perfecting Moisturizer. I used this as my AM cream, even though they say you can use it AM or PM. It's definitely a thin cream, and there were times where I felt like my skin like sucked it up, and I definitely could have used a little bit more moisture. So I think it was like, I'm very much Goldilocks here. This one's too thick, this one's too thin. I think if you're somebody who has very oily skin, this would be perfect for you because it would give you some moisturization, but it wouldn't feel like too much for the oiliness. I just don't think you need it for someone who is a normal type of skin tone because it's just not like quite enough moisturization. Also have this Origins Ginseng Energy Boosting Gel Moisturizer. What are those claims? What are those claims? Energy boosting eye cream, please. This was just fine. It really wasn't super moisturizing. It says it was a gel, which I thought would make it more hydrating, but it wasn't as hydrating as the Belif, and that's the superior one, and so this doesn't hold up to it. I also have this Egg Mellow Body Butter from Too Cool for School. I love this stuff. It's gonna sound so bad when I describe it to you, but it basically smells like buttery baby wipes, and I love it. Like, when I say that out loud, it sounds disgusting, and what kind of a person am I when I say that I love that kind of scent, but it just works, and I love the texture of this. This little sample didn't even get me an entire body. Like, I slather this all over myself. And so that's partly why I won't buy it, because it's pricey for what it is. It is definitely a treat yourself kind of cream. And I was treating myself to it more than I should have, when in reality, the Bath & Body Works body creams are decent as well. They're not as luxurious as this, but I pay like barely nothing for them compared to what this thing would be. This thing is like, I think nearly $40 for a pot of it, which this girl can't afford that lifestyle. Oh, I also have apparently I have 2 more makeup products that I didn't realize. A little disorganized today. I have the Josie Maran Surreal Skin Argan Finishing Balm, which I've learned is a primer, but it's very thick. Did not like it. Would not recommend. Also have this Bite product. This is the Bite Beauty Lush Fruit Lip Gloss in Pomputin. I'm not sure. The font is tiny, and then they put like a stamp over it. I don't know. Love the look of this. This paired so nicely with my L'Oreal, I think it's Ballet nude lipstick that I've been working on for forever. Even though I like this stuff, they don't make it anymore, so it doesn't really matter my feelings about it since I can no longer get it. Got these, the CeraVe Moisturizing Cream for normal to dry skin. So I couldn't figure out if this was a face moisturizer or a body lotion. The directions online didn't also help me, because they were like, put it over any part of your body. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I very much feel that cream cannot just go anywhere on your body. Like if I were to take a Bath & Body Works body cream and put it on my face, oh, I can't even imagine the experience of that. Like the fragrance, the like oiliness of it just wouldn't work. So when I put a little sample of this on my hands, it felt so thick, like thick lotion type thickness. So I just used this all over my body. It was fine, but I'm not in the market for body lotion, so I would not buy these. Also have this Wella Professionals Oil Reflections hair oil. For the longest time, I thought this was a perfume, so joke's on me. This was a fine hair oil. I've been really struggling with dry hair in the sense of I have like a small atmosphere of like staticky baby hairs up here whenever I straighten my hair. Like you probably can't see it on camera, but if you saw me in person, you'd like see my small atmosphere of frizz. I don't know what it is. I think it could be my shampoo and conditioner, but it's supposed to be a hydrating shampoo conditioner, so I'm just real confused. But this oil was nice. I'm not in the market for oil, probably won't be for like another year and a half, but if I was and this wasn't too expensive, I might get it. I have a soap. This is from the Disney Resorts, the H2O Plus Blushing Orange Facial Soap. Using it as a body soap. Ben, love him. He, for a hot minute, was a hoarder of anything from hotels. And so this is sort of the last lingering pieces of that hoard that he had going. We literally took a Disney trip in 2011 and we still have some of these soaps from them. Like he was the kind of hotel hoarder where he would intentionally like take everything out of the bathroom and put it in his bag every day. So that way the maids would come in and like replenish everything. So we have a few of these. So you're gonna see a couple of these because I've been slowly trying to work on all of our body soaps before we can buy the ones that I really prefer. But this is fine. It's nothing special. It's your classic hotel soap. I've got another one of the Summer's Eve Ultra Freshening Sprays, 5-in-1. Love this stuff. Will always buy it. I have the car freshener from Fortune Cookie Soap in the scent Explore, which was like this nice fruity, coconutty type of scent. I use this as a bathroom spray. Loved it. Would definitely recommend it and get it again. I have this questionable and dirty empty bag. This is the Fortune Cookie Soap shampoo bar sample. I only talk about this because when I was getting a few of these shampoo bars in random boxes, didn't know how to use them because I didn't find that they worked very well as a shampoo. I use them as a makeup brush cleaner and have been very happy with them. Would I go out of my way to buy this? I don't necessarily think so, but then again, I've never been without a like sample to use up. I feel like I always have like something in my closet or somewhere in my collection that pops up that I end up using as a brush cleaner. So we'll see if and when the time comes when I need to actually buy one, if it would be this. I don't know, maybe, but I'm not sure. All right, getting close to the very end, I have a dry shampoo that I've had forever. This is the Living Proof Full Dry Volume Blast. This is like 3 ounces and it took me forever to use. Things I don't like about it. It has a very strong smell, which I do not enjoy. And I also feel like it just doesn't feel great in my hair. Like I can feel it in my hair, which I don't love, but I got it as a sample, so I figured I would just use it up. I, again, much like shampoo for brushes, feel like I have never really purchased a dry shampoo because I've always had some kind of sample to work through. Then have the Aheva Dead Sea Water Mineral Hand Cream in the scent Sea Kissed. I love the scent of this. Oh, it's so relaxing. As a hand cream, it was mediocre. It wasn't like the most moisturizing thing ever, but I love the scent of it. I wouldn't get this as a hand cream because, again, I feel like it's expensive and it's not great as a hand cream, but if I was ever feeling super luxurious, I might want to buy this as like a body cream or as a shower gel because I would just love the scent of it, but hand cream properties were just okay. Then lastly, I have this Amazing Grace Magnolia perfume from Philosophy. Hated the scent of it, can't possibly stand it. I applied it once to my body and was like, never again. So I'm gonna go ahead and pitch it. Guys, that was insane, but it has been such a long time since I filmed a trash talk. I like go through these weird moments where I'm like, oh, I don't have enough trash to like do enough for a video. And then like the next time I think about doing it, I'm like, God, now I have like a surplus of trash. But I hope you enjoyed seeing all the products that I used up and my thoughts and feelings about them. And I'll talk to you in my next video real soon.